Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball. And what's good, everyone? Happy Friday night. Thanks all for stopping in once again, being a part here on the stream as the Celtics looking to go for 3 straight in a row against the Miami Heat this season. Boston trying to get back on the right track after a loss on Wednesday to the Thunder. The Celtics have done a great job this season, bouncing back, a record of 16-2 following a loss this season. It's number 2 behind OKC, who has a record of 12-1 following a loss. But Boston tonight, going to see if they can control this game and win against the Heat. Celtics come into this game 47-19. Miami dropping down to the 9th spot recently in the East, 29-36. And they've lost 5 straight games in a row for the Heat. Celtics dominant in the all-time series recently, winning the last 9 out of 10, including the previous 5 straight games. If you guys are new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Celtics looking really solid this season on the road, 24-7 on the road. No Jaylen Brown tonight as he is out. Kristaps Porzingis is also out tonight in this game, so they get 2 key players listed out, and hopefully Porzingis, hoping the best in his recovery, as he's been out for like 2 weeks plus now due to that illness. Seems like it's a pretty bad illness, but hopefully Peyton Pritchard's going to step up. He had a tough game against OKC on Wednesday, just 8 total points in that game after being locked up, and just an incredibly difficult matchup for him. But tonight, he'll see if he can get going against the Heat squad, which is just right now really sliding down to the back end of the play-in, at the very, very bottom of the play-in, to the number 9 spot right now in the play-in round that they're projected in April. They might even slide out of the playoffs if they keep on losing like this. What's good, Anastasia, Daniel, welcome in. James in the stream, welcome in. Thanks all for joining in here tonight for this one. Gonna get to my top 5 picks of tonight very quickly. These are not Celtics Heat picks for this game, actually. So this is for college basketball conference tournament games going down, because one of the conference tournament games will be tipping off in any minute from now, so I want to get this pick out here right now, since we get a couple of games slated to begin just past 7 p.m. or so. But this is what I got tonight. A little bit different of top 5 picks, which I got for today. It's usually player props for the game that I'm covering, but wanted to do something different since it's champ week here for college basketball. But this is what I got. North Carolina Going to have to win to make sure that they increase their chances at the NCAA tournament. If they lose against Duke tonight, it's over. I see them in the NIT for UNC and not in the tournament. Going to have to win this game, seize the opportunity. Cooper Flagg's out for Duke in this game against UNC, so they're going to take full advantage of that and pick up the win for North Carolina to save their NCAA tournament lives. Right now, they're right on the cut line. UNC is of like the last team out, last team in, first team out of the bracket. They're right there on the cut line, and we might see some bid stealers coming up. Major conferences, not so much, but American potentially could see a bid stealer, possibly A10 as well. But I think it's going to be more in the American, which I have my number 4 pick coming up on an American in just a moment. Hey, what's good, Behind the Arc fan? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. He's got UNC tonight in that game as well. Yeah, I think it's a golden opportunity right now for North Carolina to win that one tonight. I get them at least on the spread to make it close against Duke, but would not be shocked if North Carolina wins that game tonight because Duke's minus Cooper Flagg and then minus another key player as well. They really need to win that game to get into the tournament. BYU playing some excellent ball recently. They've won 9 straight games. Houston has won 11 straight games. One heck of a matchup between these two teams tonight. That's a 4-seed BYU against a 1-seed out in the Big 12. And BYU up inside the top 25 rankings. Back in November, they got shredded at Providence, lost by 20-plus points, and BYU's completely turned it around. They got one of the best perimeter shooting attacks in the nation this season. And last month, BYU is number 2 in efficiency. Total combined efficiency, offensive and defensive efficiency, when you put that together combined. Number 2 in the nation behind Duke. And they're slightly ahead of Houston, who's number 3 in efficiency, winning the last 30 days. So BYU at 6.5 on the spread. That's quite large there. I like that game to be a one-possession game tonight between BYU and Houston. A lot of these games have gone down to the wire. Oklahoma, Kentucky last night, that was insane. I caught the tail end of Louisville against Stanford yesterday. That was a crazy game. Double overtime game last night. DePaul and Creighton, man, it's just been so many great games, and a lot of them coming down to like 1 or 2 points at the very end. UConn 3.5 on the spread. I've got them. They smashed Villanova 40-20, second half advantage for UConn after trailing in the 40s at that point in the game, and then they just surged like last 10 minutes, took control of that game last night. UConn shut down Eric Dixon. He's the nation's leading scorer for Villanova, leading the entire nation in scoring. Tonight they take on Ryan Kalkbrenner. If Kalkbrenner can't beat UConn's defense, then you're going to have to force the backcourt, Stephen Ashworth and others, to make shots tonight and win that game. I'm not sure if Creighton's able to do that because they're highly reliant upon Kalkbrenner. UConn just took Dixon out of the game, and if they can limit Kalkbrenner, they're going to get it tonight. And Creighton also played a double overtime game yesterday and barely snuck by DePaul. So I like UConn to keep on rolling. They've won 5 straight games by 6 points or greater for the Huskies. And looks like they're peaking at the right time right here for UConn. Number 4 on my picks tonight, Dayton Flyers, minus 1.5 on the spread tonight in that game to beat St. Joseph's. St. Joseph's squeaked by the 14 seed LaSalle yesterday, and St. Joseph's actually lost to LaSalle the previous game on Saturday at LaSalle in the regular season finale, whereas Dayton, look how far they've come. Extremely talented team, and Dayton won on the road at VCU on Saturday. So I like Dayton to win by a much greater margin than that very, very slim margin at 1.5. I'm shocked that it wasn't more like 4.5 or 5.5 for the spread to be in this game. So I'm taking Dayton there. And then Clemson at 1.5 tonight. Really like the experience out of that Clemson team. Love what the Cards are doing this season, but I feel like based on the last game, Louisville taken down to the wire against Stanford. Also, I heard that Rain Smith, one of their key players, is also questionable tonight, so that's a big loss if he cannot go in that game. So I do like Clemson slightly a little bit more in that game to pull it off. So that's what I got top 5 picks for tonight. Usually doing player props, but decided to do college hoops here tonight since we're into champ week right now. And that's what I got for tonight. North Carolina plus 6.5 on the spread. Going to cover that. On the coverage for that, BYU plus 6.5 on the spread to cover. UConn minus 3.5 on the spread. Dayton minus 1.5 on the spread, and Clemson minus 1.5 on the spread. What's good, Ice Ice Baby? Welcome back in. Yeah, so Joe Lunardi has UNC as the second team in. That's shocking. I feel like they should still be out. They're 1-11 in quad one games this year for UNC, and I believe Xavier's 1-8 for them. So it's really interesting. Oklahoma better be in a tournament. That's all I have to say. Oklahoma posted a losing conference record, like way losing conference record, but they lost yesterday in the final seconds to Kentucky. They need to get sent to the playing game for Oklahoma and give that team a chance because they're playing much better than their record. That's how big of a gauntlet that the SEC was this year. How about Texas as well? Like Texas, they lost today. Joe Lunardi actually has them as the last team in. That was a huge win. They beat A&M yesterday in double overtime. I think you got to look at the play-in at like this: Oklahoma, Texas, in opposite play-ins of one another. Xavier, and then if North Carolina wins, they get sent to the play-in. That's probably going to be the play-in there with four. Really just key teams in the play-in. Colorado State, huge game tonight as well against Utah State. That is massive. If Colorado State wins, they could move up as well. Dayton has that one I talked about against St. Joseph's. Yeah, I when I watched Maui when Oklahoma played Providence, those guys were making tough shot after tough shot, and then I turned it on last night against Kentucky, and man, they were making tough shot after tough shot for Oklahoma. No way that team going to be a 10 or 11. Some people's brackets project them as a 12 seed for Oklahoma, as the 12 seed playing. Like there's going to be some really lethal teams out there, and these 5 seeds better watch out. Do I think it's going to be a close game tonight? Celtics against Heat? No. Celtics are only a 7.5 point favorite actually. So they're without Jaylen Brown, they're without Porzingis, but still, I think the Celtics are going to be able to carry that spread tonight for them. They've won 2 games already this season by double digits against Miami. I think tonight's going to be a third in this game. This Heat team's really struggling. They lost last week to Charlotte. Their last win came against Washington, so they've lost 5 in a row. They have the longest losing streak of all teams in the Eastern Conference right now, and the Celtics are just hungry to bounce back tonight. And the depth of the Celtics team, it doesn't matter whoever you throw out there. You got guys making contributions all over the place. We're going to see it tonight. I bet you out of Luke Cornett, Neemias Queta, Peyton Pritchard. I've got him as a huge game tonight for Peyton Pritchard. I got a feeling he's going to bounce back. Sam Hauser had that great game against Utah, the career-high 30-piece on Monday. So really doesn't matter who you got out on the floor as long as Jason Tatum is healthy or Jaylen Brown's healthy. As long as you got one of the Jays out there, everything's going to work out well when you get a matchup like this tonight. Here's the starters: Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Andrew Wiggins, Jaime Jaquez, and Bam Adebayo going up against Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jason Tatum, Luke Cornett, and Al Horford. Celtics without Jaylen Brown. He's out due to a knee injury today, resting Jaylen Brown for this game. And without Porzingis still due to that illness. Hopefully Porzingis able to rest up and come back soon and make a speedy recovery for him. What's good? Jake on the street, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Yes, I think Texas should get in for them. Texas A&M beat Auburn. So they beat Auburn not too long ago, and that really helps out Texas's resume there. So I think you get another one with Texas. If there's any team that doesn't get in, here's a curveball right here. Bold prediction: the team that will not get into the bracket, in my opinion, will be West Virginia. West Virginia had a terrible loss to Colorado to begin their conference tournament. That one hurts. And the committee usually looks at who's playing well late stretch of the season. West Virginia is struggling with like marquee signature wins late stretch of the season. I think they're going to dock the Big 12 a bid there and give another extra bid to the SEC. Because West Virginia right now in Lunardi's ESPN bracket is slated as like a 10 seed. They really faltered late stretch of the season for them. And the Big 12, not really impressive compared to like previous years this year. Like I wasn't too impressed out of the Big 12 this season. BYU really rising in that conference. They got BYU, Houston, Iowa State can do some damage when healthy. But Texas Tech's having a solid season inside the top 10. I think that Big 12 conference this year is a little bit like overhyped compared to like how it's been like previous couple of years or so. Celtics white jerseys tonight, green numbers, green letters for this matchup. Heat going to maroon uniforms tonight for this matchup, white numbers, white letters. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. And Celtics looking to see if they can take care of business, 16-2 this year when bouncing back, following a loss. This is a tough stretch for them, even though the teams in the schedule aren't so tough right now because they got Brooklyn tomorrow. They have to fly from Miami to Brooklyn and play a 6 o'clock game at the Barclays Center against the Nets tomorrow. So Peyton Pritchard, that's his game. That belongs to him tomorrow. He is so good on back-to-backs, but this is just a building block tonight. And I would love to see him have a huge game as well tonight in this one. Celtics going right to left on the floor. Heat going left to right. Luke Cornett at midcourt alongside Bam Adebayo as this ball gets tipped off and the Heat control the opening tip. First possession goes to Miami. Jaime Jaquez slides it off the Hero at the left wing. It's Wiggins, and Wiggins puts up the shot inside the key, and he's able to score good for 2. 2-zip for the Heat. Celtics opening possession. Tatum at the left wing, defended by Wiggins. Dribbles towards his right, gets around him. Tatum, kick out to the corner. Horford, a right baseline dribble outside. Tatum, push pass, left wing. Holiday, 3, swash. Great start there. Drew Holiday able to nail down the triple. It's always a great sign to see. That was a pure stroke right there by Drew. Heat have lost 5 straight games entering tonight. They're just 4-12 in the previous 16. Adebayo moves it outside of Wiggins. Drives inside the paint. Kick out to Robinson. He takes the 3. Robinson off the mark. No good. Tipped off the glass. And Horford tips it off to Cornett for the defensive rebound. What's good? Skywave Images. Welcome back in. Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody out there. Tatum, pocket pass. Cornett. Kick out. Quarter 3. Horford rattles in the 3 ball. 6-2 for the Celtics. Oh, this is a great start right now. Back-to-back corner 3s, near side, far side. Drew Holiday and Al Horford, the first 2 scores to get their team on the board as Hero, no good, missed the layup. Able to get flushed in off, though. Put back, though, for 2 by Adebayo. 6-4 now in the first minute and a half. Doesn't matter who's on the floor. Everybody steps up for the Celtics. That's the key, even though there's no Jaylen Brown tonight, no Porzingis. Still got full confidence that the Celtics can carry the spread and win by much larger than the 7.5 points that are indicated tonight on the spread. He picked off the pass, then they just turned it out of bounds. So it was lost out of bounds off Miami. Celtics with possession back. Derek White looking for a huge game tonight for him. He's at the Casilla Center logo. Lob to Horford. Horford, kick out, quarter, open, 3. Drew Holiday, right down the chute, delivers. The 3s are dropping tonight for the Celtics. That's a really bad sign for the Heat. Celtics start off perfect. 3 for 3. Drew Holiday already with 2 made triples. Bounce pass, low block over to Adebayo. Adebayo guarded by Cornett. Bouncing bodies inside the post. Tough shot over Cornett. No good. Rolled around the rim and out. And Horford collects the defensive rebound. Celtics up by 5. Looking to add to the total. Tatum working on Hawkheads here. Top of the key. Tatum crossover. Step back 3 in the air. Butter. He's got it. Bullseye City right now to begin this game for Boston. Perfect. 4 for 4 from 3 timeouts. Taken on the floor by head coach Eric Spoelstra, Miami. Couldn't ask for a better start than that. 4 possessions. You get the max amount of points per every single one of those possessions there without a missed shot on the floor. What an excellent start to begin this game tonight. 12-4 Celtics. Wow. Talk about bouncing back. That's a great, great start to get on that journey once again. 16-2 following a loss this year. And about to make it 17-2 if they shoot the cover off the ball like they're doing right now. What's good, everybody? Thanks for joining in tonight. Smash the thumbs up if you guys are new here once again for this one. The Niger player, welcome back in. Happy Friday out there. Great side to see. Drew Holiday, 6 points. Making 2 threes to begin this game. Tatum and Horford burying a 3. Celtics perfect to start off. 4 for 4 from the floor. All from 3-point range. The Heat are 2 for 5 to begin today. Scoreboard update right now. Sixers up against the Pacers 11-10. More attention though in the college basketball spotlight. Houston, holy smokes, leading BYU 9-0. Houston's fast starters. For them, really fast starters. We'll see if they can keep that up. They got one of the best cultures in all college hoops. That team's going to go far. All season long, they've been ranked inside the top 3 in offensive efficiency and defensive efficiency combined. Defensive efficiency number 1 this season for Houston, and they're always like a second weekend team for them. They just got so many tough dudes on that team. I watch out for any team out there that's going to play the Houston Cougars because they're the force to be reckoned with in the bracket. North Carolina leads early on against Duke 7-6. UNC needs to win that game to increase their chances at a March Madness bid for North Carolina. They will be in the field most likely if they beat Duke, who's shorthanded without Cooper Flagg tonight. Marquette leads against St. John's 33-31. That's a home game for St. John's. They're playing the Big East tournament at Madison Square Garden. That's a really positive sign for Marquette. They squeaked out a win against Xavier yesterday. Marquette have been dropping some critical games down the stretch, but right now they lead. 4:40 left to go in the first against St. John's in the Big East tournament, 33-31. And how about Maryland? I'm pretty high in Illinois as well. Illinois put up above 100 yesterday in their win against Iowa, but Maryland right now torching Illinois 44-28 in that game. Florida leads Mizzou 15-6. Yeah, nobody's talking about Houston this year. Go back to Houston's resume. They have basically like all their losses this season have come by like very slim margins for Houston this year. Tyler Hero dribbles up to the elbow, puts the ball into the hands to Robinson. Adebayo, handoff to Hero, jumper, baseline, off the back of no good. Tipped up to Cornette for the defensive rebound. Celtics with possession here. Dominating to start things off. Perfect 4 for 4 from the floor. Holiday backs his way on Hero. Holiday turnaround baseline. Jay connects on it. Oh, baby, this is going to be the Drew Holiday game tonight here, folks. 14-4. Keeping perfect, 5 for 5 from the floor. Drew Holiday's got 8 out of the 14. Single-handedly doubling up the heat until there as Hero scores the layup. 8-point game right now. Celtics with possession. White at the right wing. Lobs it over to Horford. Horford has Holiday open in the corner. A kick out corner. Fires the 3. Off the rim, no good. Pretty good look at the 3 right there by Drew. And Jaime Hawkins out of the pack collects the defensive rebound. So on their 6th shot attempt in the game, that's the first miss now for the Celtics. And that was a pretty good look. Near side corner that Drew Holiday got. He would have got 11 points total in the game if he had made that 3. What a bullet pass down low. That is Tyler Hero who finds Jaime Hawkins who scores the dunk. 6-point game, Carly. 8 zip points in the paint for Miami. Only 1-2 made by the Celtics. That was a baseline J by Holiday. Cornette kick out to the wing. White catch and fire 3. That's well off the mark. That didn't even hit rim. Hit the bottom left part of the backboard. Robinson dribbles up to the right wing around a screener. His 3 came off the mark. No good. White collects the defensive rebounds. And Wiggins try to gamble. They get numbers here up the floor. If Derek White wants to push it, he lobs it off to Tatum. Tatum's guarded by Hawkes 101. Tatum looking for the mismatch. Tatum follow away left baseline jumper off the mark. No good. Adebayo with a defensive rebound. What's good? Madugal on the stream. Welcome back in, brother. Richard, welcome back in. Robinson, skip pass. Wiggins, his 3 came off the rim. No good. A rebound collected by Drew Holiday. Yeah, to match the Celtics, you got to make 3s. And the Miami Heat, the last time they played Boston, they could not make a 3 whatsoever. Into out, back to in. It's Derek White who lobs it to the cutting Drew Holiday who floats up the bunny and scores up and through, good for 2. The Drew Holiday game tonight, 10 points right now for Drew, turning back the clock in the opening quarter. What a start. Wiggins, straightaway 3, around the rim and out. No sharp shooting here whatsoever for the Heat. Horford up the floor, finds Tatum quickly. Tatum, covered by Wiggins 101. Tatum at the left wing, switched here, guarded by Hero. Tatum looking to take advantage of his matchup, one-on-one, working on Tyler Hero, spin cycle, and fouled. So Tyler Hero picks up the reach and foul. Stops the clock with 6:43. we're just getting started tonight. If you're new in the stream, 50 plus people watching, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. This is the first out of 3 streams this weekend. I plan on covering Celtics against Nets tomorrow at 6 o'clock, and also I plan on being live for the March Madness Selection Sunday show, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And that will be the bracket reveal for the 68 teams in the NCAA tournament. Derek White on the board, drills the J for the deep 2 with the elbow. 18-6 for Boston. Robinson comes off the screen. Top of the key, defended by White, 101. Robinson gets around Bam as he set the screener. Robinson towards his left. Duncan Robinson moves it back outside to Hero. Shot clock down to 5. Hero gotta go here as he drives. Slips it off to Hawkes. Too much dribbling. Wiggins launches the 3 as the shot clock expired. And he bricked it off the back rim. Nothing going for the Heat shooting from the outside. 0 for 5 to begin this game from the perimeter. Celtics 4 for 6 from 3. White slides it off to Tatum. Tatum goes up. Tatum gets fouled. That's from behind. That's a bad foul committed there by Duncan Robinson. Tatum going to get 2 free throws coming up here at the free throw line. Man, excellent start right now. This may be too much for the Heat to come on back from. Miami's reeling right now. They've lost 5 straight games in a row. They cannot hit a 3 to save their lives. I remember the last time I streamed the Celtics Heat back in February. Quote me here. I said on that stream I wouldn't be shocked if the Heat keep on losing games on a consistent basis and go on a massive losing streak. And right now, they've lost 5 straight games in a row. Because at that point, when they were tossing up boulders, I had no clue who in the world, honestly, they were going to beat. Like, I thought they were going to go like a full month without a win for the Heat. That's how bad they played the last time against the Celtics. They cannot buy a bucket for the Heat. This is a terrible sign for Miami. They cannot make perimeter shots. 20-8 currently. Robinson, lob, denied by Cordat. Looking to send it backdoor to Adebayo. That was a bad decision. Celtics with possession. Tatum transition 3. Came off the rim short. Rebound controlled by Hawkes. Peyton Pritchard, first time on the floor tonight. Hawkes backs his way to the mid-block. Hawkes guarded by Tatum. Slides it over to his teammates. That's number 45 on the floor with Davion Mitchell, former Baylor Bear, as Luke Cordat came up with a partial block here at the rim. Celtics with possession. Sam Hauser, first time on the floor. He could drop down 30. He had 30-plus career high against Utah Monday. Hauser, his 3 bricked off the back rim. Davion Mitchell collects the defensive rebound. Out of the pack out of Bio, bouncing right into Cordat. Scored a bucket in the and 1. Free throw coming up here at the line for Bam. Yeah, Celtics without Jaylen Brown tonight in this game. Happy Pi Day, everybody, indeed. 3 players out tonight from Miami. Nikola Jovic, Alec Burks, and Drew Smith are all out. They have, like, not really any key players out, though, for the Heat. Celtics are missing Porzingis and Brown. I mean, they got 2 key players out. Celtics controlling this game up by 9 right now. Miami doesn't look like they're going to be anywhere close to a playoff team or making the playoffs this year. They dropped all the way back to number 9 in the East. Tatum receives the pass from Holiday. Tatum got it stripped, loose ball. Davion Mitchell picks up the steal. Mitchell off to Hawkes. Hawkes got it stripped out of bounds. Yup, peak rivalry basketball. Let's see what we got going on in this game. 14-9 Duke. If North Carolina can't cover, they lose this game by double digits or so. I mean, Duke's legit. I mean, there's no concern if that happens with Duke tonight. Like, Duke's going to be able to cruise through their first round matchup, and then the target for Cooper Flagg needs to be the second round matchup for the tournament, because they're going to get an easy matchup in round 1. They're going to cruise right through the 16th seed. And, I mean, this is absolute cinema. If UConn loses tonight against Creighton, UConn's in danger of being the 8th seed in the bracket and has potential to take on Duke. Joe Lunardi has UConn as the 8th seed. Duke is the 1 seed. So in my opinion, don't play Cooper Flag until the second round, because you don't need to wait. You don't need to have him get like hurt or anything, or get re-injured in the first round matchup against the 6 team. Because if they take care of business against North Carolina, I mean, there should be no problem against the 16 there. Peyton Pritchard just buried in an incredible 3. 23-11. Pritchard looking for a hungry game out of him today. Shovels off to Holiday. Holiday at the left wing perimeter. Drew, a spin cycle, kick out, quarter. Pritchard, 8 on the timer. Pritchard towards his right. Pritchard, a lot of dribbling at the free throw circle. Pritchard able to sneak around. Oh, nice job off the step through right there by PP as he scores for 2. Peyton Pritchard completely outfaked one defender and able to go with a step through the score up and in off the glass. That was incredible. Gonna see this replay once again. He was stuck right on Davion Mitchell. Couple up fakes, 3 up fakes in a row, and then just sneaks right up and under him with a step through with a left-hand layup. That was insane. Peyton Pritchard, individual 5-zip run for him coming off the bench right now. Heat's at the free throw line. 2 shots by Adebayo. First one's good. Yep, that match would feed families. That would be the 5:15 p.m. game on Sunday, if that happens. That would be wild. UConn for sure ain't playing like an 8 seed right now. They've run off 5 straight wins in a row. All 5 straight wins have been by 6 points or greater. For UConn, Tatum with a bad turnover. So turnover committed by the Celtics goes right back over to Miami. Yeah, Joe Lunardi has UConn versus Mississippi State in the first round, which the last head coach to take out UConn was Chris Jans at New Mexico State as the 12 seed. That was against James Bouknight and Adama Sanogo 3 years ago. They took them out in a 12 versus 5 matchup. That was a shocking result in that game. Follow-away 3. Tyler Hero splashes it. That's a tough shot. You know, Miami's going to have to do that all game long and have just a ridiculous game out of Hero to make this game close. Tatum has it here at the top, guarded by Adebayo. Tatum crossover, dribbles up and drives right down the lane inside. No good, got it blocked. Got it back with Keita, but Tatum's going to get the bucket either way. It's a goaltend charge to Adebayo, so non-clean block there by Bam. It was over the cylinder when it got swatted. That's good on a 2 there for Tatum. Celtics coming out shooting red hot, 67% from the floor. Deflected pass picked up by Miami inside the key. Wiggins able to float up the shot, got it over Keita. 27-18. Tatum going to slow it down here. He crosses midcourt. Tatum, Keita, Hauser, Holiday, Pritchard. Tatum jacks up the 3 himself. Missed off the mark. Keita tipped it over to Pritchard. Offensive rebound. Pritchard's pass deflected. Hero trying to save it. Keita, loose ball. Couldn't come down with it. Scrum. Fortis, loose ball. Pritchard, Hero. Eventually comes down with it. Still loose. Holiday, bounce pass. Pritchard comes away with it. 50-50 ball won by the Celtics. Here goes Tatum. Dish outside. Hauser. 15 in the shot clock, finds Tatum. Celtics will settle it down. Able to win a 50-50 ball. Tatum, top of the key. Tatum, crossover, drives right down the lane on Wiggins with a right hand. No good. Missed it around the rim and out. That full possession took 45 seconds to operate when you have all the loose balls in there combined. And then finally the shot clock reset and Jason Tatum unable to get it to drop there. Celtics have the lead up by 9 to the first time out of the night. 1:35 left to go in the first. And this is actually the second timeout right now. So timeout number 2 tonight in the games. First timeout taken by the Celtics. The Heat burned the first one in the first couple minutes. We went a long time, both of these teams playing without like any stoppages or anything. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Right now in this timeout. Yep, Google claims Duke. Oh yeah, like winning seconds yesterday. Everybody talking about Cooper Flag. That was the big thing. Wow, how about this as a result right now? This Maryland team looks really dangerous. 57-31 against Illinois. Maryland leads. Houston looking really dangerous. 23-11 leading BYU. Those are two really good teams that are leading two teams that are red hot. Duke's up against UNC 14-11. Marquette leads St. John's 37-35. Florida leads Mizzou 27-17. Yeah, my honest take about this bracket is I think there's going to be a lot of chalk this year. There's going to be very few mid-major upsets against Power Fives. It's just the whole NIL has completely changed everything. If there's a team to look out for, I'd say UC San Diego. That's the team that's a mid-major to look out for if they can get into the bracket. They're projected as a 12 seed for them. But I can see some upsets really starting off at the 11-6 line with some of these six seed teams not being good at all. Like there might be multiple upsets on the 11-6 line. That's where things go haywire. So Joe Lunardi, these are his 6 seeds right now. He's got Kansas, Michigan, and UCLA. UCLA was a no-show today. Like, they got smashed by Wisconsin. Kansas, they're lucky they got past UCF a couple nights ago. They almost lost in overtime to the 14 seed UCF, and then Arizona just took them out yesterday. They're in trouble. Like, Kansas is in some real deep trouble with that team. I get a feeling they're probably going to play a team like Drake in the first round, and everybody's going to pick Drake, and then Kansas beats Drake by 2, like they beat Samford last year. And in the second round, they're going to get smashed against whoever they play against. That's what I get a feeling about Kansas this year, is that everybody picks against them in round 1. They shockingly win that game, and then second round, whoever they get, they're going to get obliterated in that matchup. That's a lob over the top that the Heat were able to capitalize with Adebayo and the jam. 27-20. That's what's happened a couple of times. They got destroyed last year against Gonzaga in round 2. A lot of people, including myself last year, picked Samford over Kansas because I looked at Samford's roster. I was like, dude, this team has 14 guys on the roster that they rotate. I mean, this is going to give them a huge problem, and Samford lost in overtime that game. They couldn't contain Hunter Dickinson, but second round, Gonzaga just destroyed them. Going to the rim, missed the layup, no good off the mark by Mitchell, deflected out of bounds off of the Heat, so this will be Celtics ball. Final 30 seconds left to go. Celtics miss a shot down low. Jordan Walsh, first time on the floor tonight for him. Wiggins has it at the left wing. He's guarded by Pritchard 101. Down to 20 seconds remaining in the first. Wiggins draws the double team. Gets it away off to Mitchell. Mitchell straightaway 3. Swushes it. 30-23. Miami's able to make a couple threes. Final seconds to close out the first. Tatum crosses midcourt. Tatum has it at the left wing, slides it off to Pritchard. Pritchard at the left corner, tough shot, follow away, high arcer, off the mark, no good, and we close out at the end of the first quarter, 30-23, Boston by 7. Have to say props for the Heat for hanging in the game right now. They made a couple threes to get them at least hanging in the game because this looked like it was going to be a blowout right from the start. Celtics have controlled it. Heat make it a little bit interesting, but as we stand right now, Celtics by 7, 30-23 at the end of 1. All right, 1 quarter in the books. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, Hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. Also, if you like to join in the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge, feel free to do so. I get that link pinned in the chat. All are welcome to join the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group for this year's NCAA tournament. It's totally free. All you have to do is click the link that's pinned in the chat, create an ESPN account if you don't already have one, and then click join a group for Behind the Arc Basketball. And you'll be able to be a part of this year's Behind the Arc Basketball March Madness Bracket Challenge. Drew Holiday, what a start he's got tonight so far. 10 points by Drew Holiday in 10 minutes, 4 for 5 shooting. 7 points by Tatum, 5 off the bench by Pritchard. 3 points by Horford, 2 points by Derek White for the Heat. 7 points by Bam Adebayo, 5 points by Tyler Hero, 4 by Wiggins. NBA scores right now. Only one other game currently going on at this moment. Sixers lead the Pacers 28-25. But this week's all about Champ Week college basketball. Got some really good games going on right now. Florida leads Mizzou at 28-24, 8:20 left to go in the first half. Duke is stretching out that lead against North Carolina, 27-17, with 7:10 left to go in the first. Marquette leads St. John's at the half, 37-35. Maryland up against Illinois at halftime. No, that's not a typo. It's 57-31 Maryland. And Houston leads BYU 23-14. Yep. Oral Roberts. That was insane. They had the nation's leading scorer that year, Max Asmus, Oral Roberts. So the funny part about this was Oral Roberts, they beat Ohio State 4 years ago. It was 2021 in the tournament that they beat Ohio State. The first tournament coming back from COVID. And then 2 years ago, it was 2023. 2 years ago, 2023, they got matched up against Duke in the first round. Oral Roberts won like 30-3 or 30-4 or something. And they got matched up against Duke, and the game was over in the first minute. It wasn't even close. 32-23 as that runner goes down. Derek White's got himself 4 beginning off the second quarter here. Robinson, bounce pass over to Wiggins. Wiggins takes on Pritchard one-on-one. Backs his way with 6 in the timer. Wiggins inside the post, and a travel violation called on Wiggins. So turnover for the Heat. Yeah, there's usually a team that we talk about that has this like really, really great record that doesn't do anything in the tournament. Happens every single year. Derek White's 3 came off the rim short. Wiggins collects the defensive rebounds. Mitchell attacking to the cup. Mitchell scores the layup in the foul. One shot covered up here by Davion Mitchell. It's on Sam Hauser, who picks up the shooting foul. Yep, that completely busted, I think, everybody's brackets. Ohio State as a 2 seed that year. And they, analytically, I remember they weren't even that great. Their defense was in like the 70s for analytics. And somehow they were a 2 seed that year. That was crazy. What's good, Ricky in Australia? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. I gotta look to see who some of these players are. I believe High Point has a guy who averages like 20 points per game on their team. I gotta look at some of these like nation leading scores when I have a chance. Eric Dixon for Villanova leads the nation in scoring, and UConn's defense locked them down last night, forced them to shoot just 2 for 15 from the floor. Wiggins just buried a 3. 32, no, they're going to count it a deep 2. Foot was on the 3-point line, so what we got now is 32-27. White slides it off to Pritchard, comes off the screen, jacks up the 3, missed off the back, no good. A rebound secured by Robinson. Spin cycle. Highsmith. Dump off. His pass got intercepted. Derek White out of the pack with it. 3-on-2 for the Celtics. White. Drive. Kick. Corner off to Hauser. Back outside to Cornette as he moves it along to Pritchard. Down to 10 minutes left to go before halftime. Peyton Pritchard looking for some magic right now. Jacks up a three from the parking lot. He sinks it. That three all the way out from Key West Boulevard. 35-27 Celtics. Peyton Pritchard in the groove right now. He's got 8. What's good, Jeffrey? Welcome back in, man. Robinson dribbles up, drives, outside, leaves it off for Highsmith. Highsmith's three, kaboinked off the back rim. Hauser controls the defensive rebound. And Jordan Walsh tried a three, missed it off the back rim, no good. So trying a little bit of different players here in the rotation right now for the Celtics with Jordan Walsh on the floor. Currently, Celtics got a lot of their bench guys right now on the court. Basically, this is their bench besides Derek White, who's on the floor here. Derek White alongside Jordan Walsh, Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard, and Luke Cornett. Those are the 5 guys in the court currently. Yeah, I hope so tomorrow. That would be huge for Bryant there. I remember the last time they were in the tournament, they had Peter Kiss on their team. ESPN game that they played at the time. They were an NEC member full time, so now they're America East. The NEC tournament was on I think it was on a Tuesday night, right before Gonzaga and St. Mary's that year, and Peter Kiss went off in that game, and then they got smashed in the playing game of the tournament. He was like 26 years old playing college ball still for Peter Kiss. Derek White drives inside the paint, got rejected by the bottom part of the glass, got it back though was Cornett. Luke Cornett gonna try a three, that's way off the mark. That's a rare three by Luke Cornett. Only his second three-point shot attempt this season, and a giveaway by the Heat, stole away by Walsh. Lob over to top Cornett, running the floor, and he scores up and off the backboard. 37-30. Heat with the ball back. High arcing shot inside the key. Grace off the rim, short by Highsmith. Rebound out of the pack here by White. Derek White off to Hauser. Cornett outside. White cutting to the hoop. Runner White off the back rim, no good. A rebound tipped over to Mitchell. A little bit sloppy here for both of these offenses recently as Mitchell takes it all the way up the court and will get fouled by Jordan Walsh. So 2 free throws coming up here by Davion Mitchell from Miami. This game's blowing by right now, going really fast. If you're doing a stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you like to be notified here for future live streams on the channel. 2 shots here at the free throw line for Davion Mitchell. First one, no good. Missed off the back rim. Yeah, this Jacksonville State team is playing Liberty in the Conference Tournament Championship tomorrow night. Jacksonville State has the number 3 scorer right now, Jerron Pierre Jr. in college hoops. That's something to keep an eye on. There was a Jack Golke last year out of Oakland who went off. Splitting the free throws was Davion Mitchell. Celtics by 6 with possession. Derek White dribbles up inside the key. Lost the handle, turned it over. Wiggins drives, attacks inside the paint, gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up at the line for Wiggins. What's good? Yella's on the street. Welcome in. Best of luck there for Tatum to drop down 25. Right now, Tatum's got 7. Hasn't helped out with the rotation tonight. Joe Mazzulla hasn't played Tatum this entire quarter to start off. Played the entire first quarter. Luke Cornett's going to be really careful. Just picked up his 3rd personal foul already. First free throw missed at the line. Al Horford subs in to replace Luke Cornett. Yeah, that would be crazy. I forgot about that. So, Omaha in the tournament, I believe it's the first time ever for Omaha. Yeah, that would be indeed crazy to get put in the same region. Yeah, some of the stuff that I consider my bracket too is the times of games for those first round games. If it's one of those games that's like a 10-7 matchup or an 8-9 that they put like late at night at like 9 o'clock, that they put an East Coast team on the West Coast playing like a really late game, then that's where I'm concerned about that team. I remember a couple of years ago, TCU smashed Seton Hall in an 8-9 matchup. Seton Hall couldn't even score 50 points in that game. The game started at 10 o'clock at night, and they were a complete no-show going up against TCU. Missed shot by the Celtics from the perimeter here. Heat with a possession down to 7 minutes left to go before halftime. Wiggins, his three halfway down, rattled out. Rebound pulled down by White. Celtics looking to get their offense back on track. Really slow start, only 7 points total in the second quarter. Pritchard dribbles, drives, accelerates inside the paint, outside of White, flicks it off to Horford, launches the three, missed off the rim, and the rebound gets controlled by Wiggins. The Celtics started off really well from the floor, opened up the game perfect, 5 for 5 to begin, but really struggling recently. They're just 2 for 15 on their last 15 attempted threes. Khalil Ware inside the key scores, and Joe Mazzulla has to burn a timeout. Celtics took over 60 attempted threes in the last game against OKC. That was the most ever, the single game in franchise history. And got to get some balance going on here for the Celtics. Over-relying upon perimeter shots. They are 7 for 20 right now, making just 2 out of their last 15. What's good, Jason? Welcome back in, brother. Hope all is going well. If you guys are new in this stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I'm planning to be back live tomorrow night, Celtics against Nets at 6 p.m. And then the big day will take place on Sunday, Selection Sunday live stream. Going to take place, I'm going to go live around 5:30. So I'm going to go live Sunday, 5:30 for Selection Sunday for my live reactions for Selection Sunday. If anybody's interested in being a part of this year's Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group, feel free to do so. That link is posted in the chat. All are welcome to be a part of this year's Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge. And let's see if we can keep on growing the Bracket Challenge group. I think the last time we only had like 9 members or so, but let's see if we can keep on growing it out there. So yeah, right now in this timeout, I'd like to let you guys know about my channel sponsor, BetUS, where you can bet on the season sports action with BetUS. It's an A+ rated sports book which has been running since 1994. It's available in all 50 U.S. states. Bet on your favorite sports teams, players, and sporting events with BetUS. And for new sports bettors, you go to the BetUS website. You'll receive a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits of up to $2,000. Use my BetUS channel link, which is posted in the description of the video and pinned into the chat to get started with BetUS, or you can click the QR code at the bottom corner of this screen. So check out BetUS. It has been changing the game for over 30 years. Did I see Rafael Devers? I didn't hear that. So he said he'll play, be designated hitter. Cold air. Yeah, I know. They were trying to see like who would fit where, or so. Man, Houston's looking good right now. 33-18 Houston over BYU. Florida's leading Mizzou 41-30. Maryland is a dangerous team. They are shredding Illinois 62-40. Marquette up at the half over St. John's 37-35. Duke's leading North Carolina 33-24. And how about this for a potential upset? Tulsa is up against North Texas 23-18. It's only a 3-point game here. 6:20 left to go before halftime. Drew Holiday on the floor with Tatum, Pritchard, Horford, and White. Holiday, been a key player of the game so far for the Celtics. Backs his way, fumbled the basketball, turned it over inside the key. Goes back to the Heat, and this could be a tie game or a 1-point game here with a made shot. Mitchell looking for the tie, takes it, and he makes it from downtown. It's a big U by the Celtics. Celtics were rolling starting off this game. No longer. Heat on a 10-2 run. Celtics led by double digits early on. Quarter 3, Derek White missed around the rim and out. Rebound secured by Miami. Celtics led as many by 14 points out 1 point in this game, and now they're in a rut, scoring just 7 points in this entire quarter. Backdoor cutter, and that's a slam thrown down with a two-handed flush by Miami to increase their lead, 39-37. That is Pelle Larsson out of Arizona who just threw it down. Celtics 3 for 11 this quarter shooting. The Heat are 6 for 9. Holiday got it stripped again, lost it, loose ball. And out of bounds was Jaquez with it. So Jaquez had the steal, lost it, and then half of his body was out of bounds touching the baseline. Man, Celtics get lucky right there. Celtics gonna move this basketball. Like, what are they doing right now playing down to the competition? Derek White underneath inbound. Quarter, 3, Pritchard. Off the rim short, White Holiday offensive rebound. Holiday. Shake and bake, able to evade one defender. Holiday lost it again out of bounds off Mitchell. Man, this is just really frustrating right now. Celtics cannot buy a bucket. Underneath the hoop with Derek White, he lobs it over to Tatum. Tatum at the right elbow, rise and fire, deep 2, off the rim, no good, tipped off the glass by White, tipped off to Horford, offensive rebound, Holiday steps into an open 3, Drew buries it. Man, he is single-handedly saving the Celtics right now. Drew Holiday, 13 points, the only player to get to double digits in this game for Boston. Hero, guarded by Horford at the right wing perimeter. Hero, crossover, drives into Horford, inside the key, blocked off the glass by Horford. Celtics with possession, 5-on-4 here up the floor. White at the left wing, moves it off to Pritchard. Quarter, jumper, around the rim and out. Offensive rebound, Horford. New 14 in the shot clock. Another 3, got it. It's a laser once again by Drew Holiday. Man, Drew is single-handedly saving his team tonight. Timeout taken to the floor by Miami. 43-39 with 4:19 left to go before halftime as we head to the timeout. Al Horford, Drew Holiday, the two biggest pluses on the floor tonight. Al Horford, plus 11. 3 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block. It's not the amount of points that he scores, but in the manner of the timely plays that he makes. 2 back-to-back offensive rebounds leading to 2 back-to-back made threes each by Drew Holiday. 16 points by Drew Holiday. 4 made threes, 6 for 8 from the floor in 13 minutes. Goes to show that you can have any hot hand on any given day if you're the Celtics. That's a really good sign here for a game with Drew Holiday. College hoop scores right now. Duke up by 13 against North Carolina, 37-24 without Cooper Flagg. Duke is legit. North Carolina facing NIT right now if they cannot come from behind. Marquette leads St. John's early second half, 39-37. Florida leading Mizzou, 41-32. Maryland up against Illinois, 66-40. And Houston is destroying BYU, 40-20. I don't think many people saw that either. Holy smokes. Man, Houston, low-key. They could be the team to beat this year for that Houston Cougar squad. Nobody's talking about them. They're better than last year. They're healthier than last year. They're going to be a 1 seed like they were last year. And yet nobody's talking about Houston. 28-4. Here's their losses. Lost against Auburn 74-69 in the first week of the season on neutral court. Lost against Alabama 85-80 on neutral court in overtime. Lost 73-70 in overtime against San Diego State. Lost to Texas Tech 82-81 in overtime on February 1st. And they've just roped off a 19-1 record out of the Big 12. 11 straight wins by Houston. What's good? 5 under recap. Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Houston has a combined 4 losses by 14 points. Oh, there you go. I got you. That's kind of like St. John's, but St. John's doesn't play on the efficiency level of Houston. That's the only thing, because St. John's only has 4 losses this season. Bad pass by Miami as it sails out of bounds. But yeah, the thing about those two teams is that you look at the non-conference schedule. St. John's played a cupcake non-conference schedule. Houston played Alabama, Auburn. They played a legitimate out-of-conference schedule for them this year. 4 minutes left to go before half. Celtics by 4. Tatum, bounce pass off to White. White, spin cycle, backs his way, free throw circle. White, jumper at the elbow, block from the side. As the Heat come down with it, Miami looking to push it. Attacking the paint with Hawk as he circles back out to the perimeter. Looking for a 1-point game. The Heat bricked it off the back by Davion Mitchell. Jumper, hero, connects on the 2. 43-41. This is too close for comfort right now in this game. Drew Holiday saving Boston. Tatum, up fake, drives on Bam. Tatum, rise, fire, jumper, no good. On a 13-footer, the rebound gets hauled in by Adebayo. Celtics settling for way too many tough shots. Davion Mitchell, sidestep to his left, finds Hero. The 3, swooshes it. 44-43. Miami started this game out flat out rough from the perimeter. All of a sudden, they're 5 for 14 from 3. Tyler Hero is 4 for 8 from the floor with 10 points. Celtics started off this game red hot, perfect. 5 for 5 to begin. Ever since, they really trailed off. White, lob to Tatum. Tatum, 1 dribble, drives, inside. Going up, got fouled. Clock will stop with 2:42. Yeah, Torto's been doing pretty well. I've been a PC Friars fan throughout my life. Tough season for them. Yeah, 20 losses for them this year. That's, I think, their worst season in over 40 years for Providence this year. First one's good. Yeah, I'm not sure if Kim English is going to be the answer. They're not going to fire him, though. I'll see if I still got that tweet that I saw from a couple of days ago. Yeah, I still have it. This is what the athletic director, Stephen Napolillo, put out about Kim English over on Twitter. He put, quote, "Dear Friartown, I promise that we have already begun working to get Friar basketball back to competing for championships. You deserve the best. Thank you for all your support this season. Coach Kim and I will get this right. Hashtag Go Friars." Now, that's what the athletic director of Providence just put out, as Peyton Pritchard buries a much-needed corner 3 for the Celtics. Yeah, I'm not sure if the head coach there to begin with is the answer. Now, Knapp, 2 years ago, had hired him in place of Ed Cooley after Cooley went to Georgetown, but he had, I think, only like two seasons or 3 seasons under his belt at George Mason, much lower level conference in the A10, and as Miami gets back-to-back buckets here. His time at the A10, he was hovering around 500 ball when he was the head coach for George Mason in the A10 before he came to Providence. Top of the key, White sends it off to Tatum, kick out, quarter, Drew Holiday, his 3 off the back rim, no good. A rebound control by that is Wiggins, who got crushed into one of his teammates and fouled off the loose ball. And this will stop the clock here, minute 35. Left to go before halftime. Yeah, Top's been doing pretty well. Gonna have free throws coming up out of this for the Heat. If you guys are doing the stream, smash the thumbs up. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Feel free to join in the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is in the chat. All are welcome to join the March Madness Tournament Bracket Challenge group for this year's March Madness Tournament. We're going to head to the timeout first. 48-48 with a minute 35 left to go. Yeah, way too close for comfort in this game right now. Just stunning that the Celtics can't put away this team. They were up by 14 at one point in the opening quarter. Celtics can only muster 18 points in this entire second quarter. 12 points in the paint. That's it. Getting dominated in points in the paint in this game. 26-12 right now. College Cheap scoreboard currently Duke. Oh, man. Wow, Duke's legit. 45-24 at halftime over North Carolina. That's awful for UNC. The season's going to end right now for North Carolina. I mean, they're done. Unless they come back from 21 points down, they're done. North Carolina's done. They will not be participating in this year's NCAA tournament. That's the nail in the coffin for UNC. They should be nowhere close to the bracket. They needed to win this game against Duke. If they were even if they lost this game by a point or two, they would still be outside the bracket, so they needed to win this game to have any part of the bracket, but yikes. North Carolina down by 21 at halftime. That's self-explanatory there that they will not be welcome to this year's March Madness tournament. Florida leads Mizzou 50-37 at halftime. Houston is crushing BYU 41-20. Maryland is smoking Illinois 76-48 with 12 minutes left to go in the second. And St. John's leads Marquette 44-42. St. Joseph's up against Dayton right now, 20-14. That's a Dayton Flyers team that's also in the bubble that can't afford a loss. You get some of these teams in the bubble right now are cracking under pressure. Yeah, UNC is so inconsistent for them. One year they make it to like the Final Four, and next year they can't even make it to the tournament. Tatum, near side inbound passer, sends it off to Keita. Tatum, Keita, White. Holiday, Horford, a 5 1/4 minute and a half left to go before halftime of the tie game. Tatum rises for the deep two. Tough shot, no good as he left it off the rim short. Heat with a chance to take the lead here. Adebayo thought about the turnaround, slides it over to Wiggins. Wiggins at the left wing, drives inside the paint on Horford, lost the ball, stripped out of bounds. It was off of Wiggins. Great defense by Al Horford. Yeah, Andrew Wiggins just out of control of the basketball there. Al Horford playing perfect defense. Al Horford and Jrue Holiday, those are the two guys that right now in this first half deserve the game ball. They've been the best two players on the floor tonight. Al Horford +7. He's the top plus on the floor. Jrue Holiday +6. Tied for the third best plus, as Horford and Cornette are both the +7. Celtics with possession. Tatum at the left wing perimeter. Final minute left to go before halftime. JT, top of the key, off to White, outside to Tatum. Tatum dribbles up free throw circle. Tatum, kick out, corner. It's a 3 taken by Pritchard, off the rim, no good. Rebound secured by Miami. Heat with under 45 seconds left to go before half here. Davion Mitchell slides it off to the corner. Bouncing bodies with Wiggins. Wiggins, turnaround, baseline, connects on it. 50-48 for Miami over White, able to bury the J. Rough second quarter out of the Celtics tonight. They were rolling in the first. Tatum going to slow it down. Edge of the midcourt logo. Under 20 seconds left to go before halftime here. Tatum. Lob. Horford inside. Triple teamed. And Horford gets fouled on the floor. This is going to send Al Horford to the free throw line. They're in a bonus now. So Celtics are going to get 2 shots out of this with Al Horford heading to the line. Hey, what's good? Rain, welcome in. I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I heard that he's dealing with an illness. So there's not really much info about it, but hopefully he'll come back soon. He was present, so according to RotoWire, this morning Porzingis was present for the shoot-around this morning. So Celtics just being careful with Porzingis, not playing him. That's a positive sign towards getting back, because if he's out there with his teammates with an illness doing shoot-around, then he's going to be back sometime soon. I would imagine, for Porzingis. First free throw is good by Horford. Horford's got all fours lined up around the board right now. 4 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Second free throw is good. Ties up at 50. Yeah, Vaughn's still here on these streams. He came into the last one on Monday. Under 10 seconds left to go before halftime. Hero outside finds Robinson. Launches a 3 off the Beckham, no good. Keita tips it out of bounds as we close out and go into halftime. 50-50. Celtics looking good in the first quarter. The Heat able to surge in the second quarter. Both of these teams took each quarter by 7 points. It's stunning for the Celtics, limited to just 20 points. In quarter number 2 is their offense just out of sorts in that last quarter. Really going to get other players to step up. Silent game out of Derek White tonight, just 4 points for him. Drew Holiday is legit saving this team right now at the half. Drew Holiday, 16 points, 6 for 10 shooting, 4 for 6 from the perimeter. He's attempted the second most shots behind Tatum. Tatum has not been efficient today. Tatum's taken a lot of ridiculous jumpers that's been contested, and he keeps on missing, though. Tatum's got 12 points, and he's just 3 for 11 shooting, though. They're taking a lot of tough shots. So, yeah, right now at the half, if you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. And feel free, if you guys are getting ready for college hoops here for March Madness. It's just right around the corner. Selection Sunday coming up later this week, and I plan on being live on Sunday for the Selection Sunday live stream. Always a fun time. Always look forward to that every single year. But, yeah, feel free to join in this year's Behind the Arc Basketball Challenge group. It's up once again for the Bracket Challenge group. It is pinned into the chat. All are welcome to join. Like always, for this year's Bracket Challenge group, it is totally free, so feel free to join if you guys would like, once again, for this year's Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. Yeah, Maryland's looking really good. Holy smokes, 81-48 Maryland, with 11 minutes left to go in the second half. St. John's up against Marquette, 51-45. Houston blew out BYU in the first half, 41-20. Florida's up against Mizzou, 50-37. And Duke is destroying North Carolina, 45-24. How about this as an upset? St. Joseph's is up against Dayton right now, 26-16. Some of these teams that's on the bubble right now, here's the teams that's on the bubble. North Carolina, down by 21. Dayton, down by 10. North Texas, down by 5. That's the bubble. Terrible night in this 7 o'clock time slot here for the bubble. Bubble games upcoming later today. Boise State against New Mexico at 9:30. That's a humongous game for Boise State. New Mexico, even with a loss, should be in. They're projected as an 8 or a 9 seed. They're the top team out in the Mountain West this year. Remember last year when the Mountain West had like 6 teams in the tournament and nobody could win a game last year? That was sad. I remember Colorado State throttled Virginia in the play-in game. Virginia couldn't even reach 50 in that game, and then after that, the Mountain West just crumbled. They had multiple teams lose in the first round. Bubble game here. Cal Poly against UC Irvine. UC Irvine will not make the tournament unless they beat UC San Diego in the conference tournament. UC San Diego plays at 9 against UC Santa Barbara. I want to watch some of that game. And I haven't watched UC San Diego this season. If there's one team that I think that can be a Cinderella or at least upset a better seed, I'm looking towards UC San Diego this year. They could get a team like Arizona potentially in the bracket for UC San Diego. That's a team that's very interesting. That's out of the Big West. So there's a Big East. Never talk about the Big West. UC San Diego has won 13 straight games. They're 28-4. Losses to San Diego State, the first game of the season at SDSU, 63-58. Lost against Seattle, fourth game of the season, 84-71. Lost against UC Irvine, 60-52. Lost at UC Riverside, 85-81. After that, they ripped off double-digit wins, and multiple wins have been by 10 points or greater. Some of those wins, why the analytics are eye-popping for this UC San Diego team, some of these wins are by like 20, 30, 40 points that they're beating teams in their conference. Yeah, I hope they get in. Really, really hope this team gets in for UC San Diego. They beat Utah State by 2. Yeah, Utah State, they beat Utah. The key about that is that Utah State, if they lose tonight, they might not be in the bracket. That's another team. I'll go to the Mountain West here during halftime. Interesting thing about UC San Diego is they got the number 1 ball stealer in the nation, Hayden Gray. He's averaging above 3 steals per game. They get a top 10 ball stealer on the team as well with Chris Howell, who's averaging over 2 steals per game. They got 2 guys that can force turnovers. They rank top 5 in the nation in fewest turnovers per game, yet they rank number 3 in the nation in steals per game. Isn't that interesting? Because you think that fewest turnovers would correlate to slower tempo, and no, they play like mid-range tempo. It's not like they play Virginia-style tempo, 360 in the nation in tempo. They're around like late 190s, early 200s, mid-pack in the nation with their tempo, but they're taking care of the basketball even when they play a mid-pack tempo, and they're also forcing turnovers at a ridiculously high rate for this UC San Diego team. They got three guys who's averaging 3 assists per game. They got a guy who's averaging 3 steals per game. They got another guy who's averaging 2 steals per game. Just incredible statistics here around the board for this team, making them a potential like Cinderella team with a lot of like balance that they've got throughout their team here for this UC San Diego squad. I want to see some of the stuff where they rank in. But yeah, San Diego State is going to be an interesting case too. So they lost by 10 against Boise State. I'm going to say yes to that UC or San Diego State will get into the bracket. I'm holding to my notion that Houston, they beat Houston in overtime on Thanksgiving. I think that win against Houston in overtime saved San Diego State. So I think they're gonna put them in the bracket. I actually only called just one stream this year, so it was Louisville, Kentucky. Reason why I did that was because everybody is illegally streaming these games, so these channels don't get shut down until the tournament. Yeah, I was at work today, and what popped up on my lunch break at work, I went through all the games and the live streams. Every single game was illegally streamed with over like 2,000 viewers. So at once I was watching Ole Miss against Auburn. That was illegally streamed alongside a couple other games who were illegally streamed. I watched Georgia Tech versus Duke yesterday in my lunch break. That was illegally streamed. So all these streamers on YouTube, they're illegally streaming the game by showing the actual TV to the game, getting away with it. But once we get into the tournament, that doesn't happen. All those channels get shut down by the NCAA. But any game that's got like broadcasting rights for college hoops to ESPN, they're just not cracking down on that because there's so many games at one time going on that you have like 8 different games on 8 different ESPN networks or different networks going on that they just can't keep track of it on YouTube, and they can't shut it down, whereas they crack down on that once you get into the tournament. Yeah, I think San Diego State's going to get a bid into the bracket. UC San Diego, here's the numbers. They rank 6th in the nation in 3-point makes. They rank 52nd in 3-point shooting percentage. They rank 2nd in steals. They rank 2nd in steals allowed to opponents. They rank 3rd in the nation in fewest turnovers. They rank 5th in the nation in forced turnovers. That's insane. Look at their turnover They rank number 1 by a landslide in turnover differential for UC San Diego this season. They're averaging 8 turnovers per game. They're forcing 16 turnovers to opponents. That's insane. So they're forcing double the amount of turnovers that they're turning over the basketball. Yeah, I'll get to San Diego State. San Diego State's a bubble team. Let's see. So Lunardi's got them last 4 in. They just lost by 10 to Boise. Boise's a question mark too. Like, they're right on the cut line. So they're playing tonight. There's some of these teams are playing tonight. Colorado State, Utah State, Boise, all those teams are cut line bubble teams. Like, last one's in, first one's out. I'm just going to look at the non-conference here for San Diego State. I want to get up all these Mountain West teams and just go through the non-conference. That's what I want to do, because it gets very just it's weird. Like, none of these teams, in my opinion, are going to make it far out of the Mountain West. New Mexico, they're a lock. They're either an 8 or a 9 seed. They went 17-3 in the conference. They were the conference regular season champions, so they deserve to get a bid. Colorado State's dangerous. They've won multiple games in a row. They went 16-4 in the conference. They've won 8 straight games. Where I'm questioning this is Utah State. Utah State, 15-5, 26-6. That record's probably that record's definitely going to be good enough to get in. Yeah, you got a little bit wonky with Boise. Boise is 23-9. A Mountain West team with 10 losses. That gets really, really difficult to get into the bracket. So let's see. New Mexico, they're going to get in. New Mexico, they beat UCLA in the non-conference slate. They beat USC. They beat VCU. That's a good win. VCU is the top team in the A10 this year. Yeah, they've won a ton, so definitely deserving to see that they're going to get either an 8 or a 9 for New Mexico, 26-6 overall. Colorado State, 23-9, where they've ripped off 8 straight wins in a row. This team's hot. Last month for Colorado State, they rank 5th in the country in analytics and efficiency within the last 30 days for this Colorado State team. This team's hot. I would not be shocked if they win the conference tournament tomorrow night in the Mountain West. They did terrible in the non-conference slate, though. They're going to have to win the conference tournament most likely, because this is what happened in the non-conference slate for them. Lost to Washington. Lost to UC Riverside. Lost to Colorado by 17. Ouch. Lost to VCU by 8. Lost to Ole Miss. The only ranked game they had against the P5, they lost by 15. So yeah, that's not going to make it in for... They're probably going to need the Mountain West title, honestly, for Colorado State. Utah State started off perfect 10-0 to begin the year. So this is what they got. Honestly, committee should investigate this Utah State team to see if they'll make it into the tournament, honestly. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. I think their record's going to be good enough. That's the thing. Their record's going to be good enough, but they played a really easy schedule. That's why they started off 10-0. Here's their wins to begin the season, 10-0. Alcorn State, Charlotte, Westminster, Utah, non-Division I program, Montana, Iowa, St. Bonaventure, North Texas, Wyoming, Utah Tech, which used to be called Dixie State, South Florida. And then they lost to UC San Diego. Oh, here we go. They beat St. Mary's. So they did beat St. Mary's. That's what they're holding on to. The reason why Utah State is in the bracket more so as a 10 and not like an actual bubble team is because they have that win head-to-head over St. Mary's. That's a big win. Boise State here. They're bubble. Yikes. They beat St. Mary's by 2 in overtime. That's what they're holding on to. This is why I'm worried about Boise State. Why? Oh, they beat Clemson by 13. But this is why I'm worried about Boise State if they don't get in. They lost against Boston College. And that's a bad loss. Lost against BC, lost against San Francisco by 11, lost against Washington State. Just very odd with these Mountain West teams in terms of quality. I'm not picking any of them far. They're going to, if they do get bids, they're going to be either 10 or 11 seeds, besides New Mexico, who's probably going to be a 9. Everybody else, fair game at like a 10 or 11, probably, for the Mountain West. San Diego State beat Houston, beat Creighton, lost by 10 to Oregon, lost by 13 to Gonzaga, beat UC San Diego by 5. I think they're in. You look at the non-conference slate of San Diego State compared to Boise and compared to Colorado State. If Colorado State doesn't win the conference tournament championship game, you look at some of these key victories they had, like beating Houston on neutral court, beating Creighton by 18 points. I think they're in for San Diego State, in my opinion. That Houston win, I think, saved their season for them. I think we look back to Thanksgiving weekend where they beat Houston in that overtime game. That saved them. So here we go. Start to the second half right now. That was a fast halftime. We went through the entire, just one conference we went through. And that was it. And then went through a little bit of UC San Diego potential Cinderella team. We'll see next week as Tatum just buried a jumper coming back to start off the half, and Wiggins scored a backdoor. What's good, Michael? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Tatum, White, Cornette, Holiday, Horford, 5 of the court, Carly for the Celtics. White at the left wing. He's guarded by Hawkes. His pass in the middle deflected. Cornette got it back. Kick out to the wing. Horford's 3 rattled out. Cornette got knocked down. He's out of the play right now. They got numbers of 5 on 4 here for Miami. Adebayo attacks inside the paint. Came off the rim short. Tipped off the glass. Offensive rebound. Hawkes puts it up. He scores. Plus the foul. 54-53. They'll get an and 1 out of it. Quick scoreboard update going on right now. Looks like this. For Champ Week games, we got St. John start a pull away from Marquette here, 57-50. Duke is shredding North Carolina, 52-30. I think we can say bye-bye to North Carolina if they can't complete a massive comeback. Houston, that's impressive, beating BYU 45-28. How about Maryland beating Illinois by 32, 87-55? Wiggins missed off the glass, no good. Rebound control by White. White from behind gets grabbed onto and fouled. Yeah, not a whole lot of people's talking about Houston this year. They look really good right now for the Cougars. Michigan State, they look solid. They have something like 14 wins or 13 or 14 wins against quad 1 opponents. That's second most in the nation behind Auburn. You look at the road schedule, when you can win multiple games on the road against ranked opponents away from home, you know something really special is going on this year. And that Michigan State team is doing one heck of a job this season. They got that team's balanced. They got a lot of good balance on that team. Tatum here has it at the top of the key. Tatum dribbles up to the elbow, lost the handle, turned it over. And this has been a rough game for the Celtics here with the turnovers right now. That's their 9th of the game tonight. Robinson, bounce pass, went behind. Hawkes out of bounds. Rough game for these two teams. It's been really choppy with possessions too. Derek White crosses midcourt. Heat 21st in the NBA in offensive rating. Tatum settles in a 3. Bricked off the back rim. A rebound secured by Adebayo. Jason Tatum with just 13 points. Drew Holiday leading this game with 19. Robinson, his 3. Knocks it down. Joe Mazzulla burns a timeout. Man, this is embarrassing. This is absolutely embarrassing right now. Like, do you really need Jaylen Brown to win you games? He sets the tone for his team. Seems like Jason Tatum just reverts back to his old habits whenever Jaylen Brown's not there on the floor. It's like you got to show that you're hungry here to play basketball tonight. Tatum has not done that here in this game. 58-54 Heat. Yeah, big night for bubble teams. And not looking good for the bubble right now. That's why I said, I think the last stream I did against Utah, that's why I was saying this bubble is the worst bubble I've ever seen for college basketball in a long, long time. Might be the worst bubble in my lifetime. And I've been around for 29 years. This is what the bubble looks like. Well, Indiana. So, see, Indiana lost yesterday by double digits to Oregon, and yet some bracketologists have Indiana in, some bracketologists have Indiana out. I don't think there's any chance they can make it in. A lot of bracketologists should have Ohio State out, but somehow they're appearing on people's bubble. You know that the bubble is so bad this year that Nebraska, who finished 16th in the Big Ten, didn't even make the Big Ten tournament, was on the bubble the last day of the regular season. Here's the bubble games going on right now, and it's really not looking good for the bubble. Duke is leading UNC 52-30. North Carolina is down by 22 in a must-win game for them to save their season. Tulsa is leading North Texas 38-33. North Texas, great record. They're like 24-7. Not going to make it to the tournament, though, for them, especially if they lose this game. St. Joseph's leads Dayton 33-24. That's another team that's on the bubble. All the talent you got over there in Dayton cannot put the pieces together. And that's frustrating. Rough night for the bubble in the 7 p.m. time slot. Bubble teams coming up. Huge game for Boise State. They take on New Mexico at 9:30. Boise State on the cut line. And then UC San Diego going to have to win their conference tournament. They got a game tonight against UC Santa Barbara. UC Irvine takes on Cal Poly. I would love to see a two-bid Big West. I think the only way we get that is if UC Irvine beats UC San Diego at the buzzer. I think that's the only way we'll see two bids out of the Big West Conference. 58-54 as we come back to action. Yeah, Boise State with a humongous game later tonight. Tatum at the top of the key. Drives on the Hawkins here. Slides it off to White. Corner three. No good. Around the rim and out to rebound secured by Robinson. Man, the shooting woes keep on continuing here for the Celtics. Hero fires a bullet out to the left corner off to Hawkins. Handoff. Robinson contested three over White. Missed off the back rim. Celtics not there to box out. Offensive rebound control by Adebayo. Down the lane. Couldn't finish, and the layup was Wiggins. Celtics with possession here. Derek White brings it up the floor. Slides it off to Tatum. Tatum having a rough night. 3 for 12 shooting tonight. Responsible for only 13 points. Holiday flings it off to Tatum at the left wing. Tatum outside of Drew. Drew up fake. Dribbles up. Drives inside the paint. Holiday jumper. Mid-range. Connects on it. Good for 2 by Drew. Drew Holiday playing all-out special tonight. He's got 21, saving his team in this one. Wiggins at the top of the key, approaching 8:30 left to go in the third. A bounce pass over to Bam. Bam drives into Horford inside the key. Kick out, corner, 3, swash. Jaime Jaquez buries the far side corner triple. The Celtics got to get a response right back here. Tatum having a rough game. Tatum off to White at the right wing. Derek White at the Casillas Center logo. Lob to Horford, back outside. White with an opening. White, his 3 came off the back rim, no good. Offensive rebound controlled by Horford, got held up. And no, it's actually on Horford here, according to the referees. A loose ball foul charged to Al Horford. Wow, that's a stunning, really stunning call by the officials. Right there. Really, really stunning call by the officials. Al Horford was fighting and battling hard for that rebound. Shocking call there for the referees. Wiggins. Robinson now over to Jaquez. Working on Cornette. No good. Contested from point-blank range at the rim. Cornette collects the defensive rebound. Drew Holiday putting his team on his back with 21. Tatum's got 13. Everybody else in single digits. Tatum. Low efficiency tonight. Baseline dribble. Gave up the 2. Bad pass. It's a big ew. Jason Tatum gave up an open 2. He pulled off a Ben Simmons in the playoffs for Philadelphia from 4 years ago and decided to bounce pass it off to the corner. Got intercepted by Miami. Missed shot by Hero. Rebound control by Holiday. White. Shovel. Tatum. 3 at the wing. Connects on it. Bang a bang for JT. Finally. Jason Tatum now has got 16. Only 4 for 13 though with his efficiency tonight. Hero. Into the hands here to Wiggins. Celtics should be blowing out this team. I know they got no Jaylen Brown, no Porzingis, but still. I mean, shouldn't be like this right now. And hopefully you took the under in this game if you bet on this one, because the over-under around 208.5. I mean, this is very low for a score. Wiggins, the inbound passer. Finds Hawkes here for Miami around the perimeter. 10 on the timer. Hawkes sends it off to Robinson, and he buries the triple. The Heat are making big shots in response back to the Celtics. 5-point lead for Miami. Celtics with a possession. Holiday. At the top of the key for Drew. Over to the left wing. Tatum. Push pass. Left corner. White. Dribbles up. Runner. White connects on it. 64-61. Kind of shocked to not see more Peyton Pritchard in this game right now. We're almost midway through this third quarter. Yet Peyton Pritchard has yet to play in this entire third quarter. Here goes Holiday off the steal. Holiday. Kiss off this glassy score. Zapping it off the backboard. Drew Holiday been the savior of the Celtics tonight here. This one, folks. $23.7 this quarter by Drew Holiday. Doing a little bit of everything out on the floor as well. Just picked up his first steal of the game. Quarter 3 and it's buried. Jaime Hawkes. Big time shot there from the corner. Heat are making those threes in this third quarter right now. 4 for 6 from the perimeter. Celtics with possession. Tatum at the top of the key for JT. Tatum guarded by Robinson, 1-on-1. Crossover. Step back 3 in the air. Tatum airballed it. Tatum's trying to play hero ball tonight. This isn't even close right now for Tatum. Terrible game by Tatum. 4 for 14 shooting. 3 for 8 from the perimeter. 5 turnovers. I mean, he's just trying to do way too much right now. You got teammates for a reason. Can't be all I. You gotta start to benefit from your teammates. And you see that there's a hot hand on the floor. Drew Holiday hitting a season high 23. Midway past the third quarter. Missed runner inside the key by Adebayo. Horford controls the defensive rebounds. Al Horford currently a +5 in the court. Drew Holiday a +4. Tatum fires a fastball off to Horford. Outside Tatum. Tatum at the top. Tatum dribbles up. Inside the key. Tatum gonna take it himself. And he does exactly that, scoring backdoor with a left-hand layup. That's all you have to do, man. Did it right there, attacking, driving to the cup. Instead of just focused on hunting down the 1-on-1 matchups, and Jason Tatum able to finally break away, shake a defender, and score right over him. I mean, you're 6'8", 6'9" for a reason. Just take it to the rim, brother. And good to see he finally did so as we head over to the timeout. 2-point game right now. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified for future live streams on the channel. Pacers up against the Sixers, 67-57. Hawks lead the Clippers at halftime, 61-53. A lot of low-scoring games going on tonight in the NBA as the Rockets lead the Mavs 27-25 at the end of one. Cavs lead the Grizzlies. Great game in that matchup, 30-26. Minute and a half left to go in the first quarter. T-Wolves up against the Magic, 26-23. Late stage of the first quarter. Hornets up against the Spurs, 37-26 at the end of one. College basketball now. Here's a scoreboard update. St. John's leads Marquette 61-54, under 8 minutes left to play in the second half. Maryland going to pull out a humongous victory over Illinois. This game was not even close, 88-62. Down to the final seconds in that game. Houston is throttling BYU 51-34 with under 12 minutes left to go. Florida's up against Mizzou 64-58 with 13 and a half minutes left. Here's the bubble teams' issues tonight. North Carolina trailing Duke by 13, 56-43, 11:35 left to play. North Carolina, only way they can make it to the NCAA tournament is that they're going to have to win this game against Duke without Cooper Flagg tonight. North Texas has reversed the course now. They lead by 2 against Tulsa 42-40 with 14 and a half minutes left. North Texas would have to get past Memphis most likely in Sunday's American Tournament Championship game to steal a bid into the tournament. St. Joseph's leads Dayton 33-28. Dayton is squarely bubble, cannot suffer a loss to St. Joseph's, which St. Joe's suffered a quad 4 loss against LaSalle on Saturday. That's what we're looking at right there. Keep you guys posted throughout the course of the night. Some excellent games going on later today, too, for college basketball. Nothing bigger than Kentucky versus Alabama, tipping off in around an hour from now on the SEC Network. Purdue against Michigan, 2 teams that's really been slipping, 2 teams that could be potential first-round upsets in the tournament based on how they've been playing awful for those 2 teams lately. Purdue has not looked inspired as of late. Purdue barely scraped by USC, a 14 seed in the Big Ten last night. Michigan has been playing some pretty bad ball for the last 2 weeks. Somehow got the 3 seed in the Big Ten. And that should be an interesting game tonight in that matchup. UConn against Creighton. UConn, if they win that game, most likely gonna improve their seeding from an 8 to a 7. That most likely means that we will not see UConn versus Duke in the second round for a potential matchup. Turnover committed by Miami. Clemson takes on Louisville. Arizona against Texas Tech. Some big games coming on later tonight as well. Those are good for seeding implications. I think it's the American. UAB. They still available? Yeah, they take on East Carolina tonight. UAB out of the American is a team to watch. I had said North Texas. North Texas right now leads. They could be another team. But yeah, I wasn't too impressed with Memphis today. Memphis came away with a 3-point win. I think we're looking at a two-team American in the tournament. Memphis beat Wichita State by just 3 today. Memphis has got a really good record, but their analytics are terrible. Their analytics put them at like 65th in the country within like the last month or so based on how they played basketball. They're winning games, but they're not winning convincingly for Memphis, and they have a lot of turnover issues for that team. But they have a really good record. American, man, the conference every single year is getting worse and worse and worse out of that American. Jumper is good from the corner by Hero. 70-67. Celtics just scored back from the timeout. 3-point game here with 3:45 remaining in the third. Tatum at the top of the key. And an offensive foul committed by Tatum as it's going to be committed by Keita on an illegal screen. So Keita commits the offensive foul. Yeah, I think we're looking squarely at the American to steal a bid. The good thing about the Power 5s this year is that I don't believe we have any bid stealers out of any Power 5s, so there shouldn't really be any teams to look out for that could win, that could surge on a run and go on this insane run in the tournament like NC State did last year. Yeah, there's been a couple of years that there's been a team that's come out of nowhere that was terrible in the regular season, just gets randomly hot in the tournament. We saw that last year, NC State. We saw that from Oregon State. The first year coming out of COVID, Oregon State had a losing record, and they were the 12 seed, and they went all the way to the Elite 8. And then Georgetown, that was the year that Georgetown won the Big East. I mean, Georgetown was about to fire Patrick Ewing as head coach, and then he leads his team all the way to a Big East tournament championship in 2021. I mean, that came out of nowhere. I thought DePaul was going to be that team. Looking at it yesterday, DePaul led by double digits early on against Creighton, then Creighton went into double overtime, came back and won. Both of the free throws go by Hawkes. Celtics down by 5, 72-67, 3:20 left to go in this third here. Pritchard slides it over to Tatum. Tatum, top of the free throw circle. Tatum brings along the double team, gets the way off to Holiday. Holiday up fake, finds Hauser. Corner three, Sam Hauser buries it. Oh yeah, bang, bang from the perimeter. That's a big one. 2-point game right now. Drew Holiday making game-changing, game-winning plays out on the floor. Just recorded an excellent assist. Hero locked up here by Drew. Slides it out to the left wing to Hawkes. Hawkes bouncing bodies back in his way on Keita. Off the Hero. Hero off the dribble, gets past Tatum, finds his teammate who bricked the three off the back rim. That was no good there by Jaime Hawkins Jr. Peyton Pritchard pull up Jay from the parking lot. He sinks another one. Peyton Pritchard starting to come alive. Celtics by 1. Got to see more Pritchard. 17 of 15 bench points in favor of the Celtics. Pritchard up to double figures. He's got 11. Hero, top of the key. His pass deflected. Intercepted by Pritchard. Pritchard out to the races here. Pritchard stripped to the bounds by Mitchell. It will stay Celtics ball. Gotta love the heart and hustle right now out of Peyton Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard with a 3 and then came up with an interception. And Celtics with a chance to capitalize off of this inbound here. Drew Holiday on the floor with Pritchard, Keita, Hauser, and Tatum. Pritchard gets the inbound near side corner. 2 minutes left to go in the third. Pritchard dribbles up mid-block. Pritchard dump off. Keita outside. Bad pass. Turnover. Wiggins got the deflection and came up with a steal. Hero thought about the 3, gets past Keita, lobs it up over the top for Khalil Ware, and he soars up behind the defense, throws it down with a 2-hand alley-oop jam. Neemias Keita out of position there, got caught playing out on the perimeter instead of playing on his man down low. Holiday bricked the 3 off the back rim. Keita couldn't box out. It's Hero who's able to battle Keita and get the defensive rebounds. Minute and a half left to go in the third. Hero, dribble drive, gets past Keita, kick out, corner 3, Wiggins drills it. That was pure. 4-point lead for the Heat. 5-zip run for Miami. Celtics taking way too many threes. 14 for 38 from the perimeter. Heat are 11 for 25 tonight. Tatum slows it down. Casilla Center logo. Tatum, top of the key. Tatum steps into a 3. Tatum, he drills it. Big time shot there, JT. Final minute left to go in the third. This could come down to the wire. Kind of stunning because the Celtics have taken care of business in both games by double digits against Miami. You've only lost 2 straight games twice in a row this season, and Tyler Hero just fumbled it out of bounds. Turnover by the Heat. Drew Holiday, season high, 25 points. Jason Tatum, 21. Peyton Pritchard with 11. Leaders for the Heat tonight, 17 by Wiggins, 17 by Hero, 11 by Hawkes. Celtics have the ball, down by 1. 45 seconds left to go in the third. Tatum slows it down. Tatum at the top of the key. Tatum weaves his way towards his left. Step back 3 in the air. Tatum bricked off the back rim, no good. Mitchell, the defensive rebound outlet pass picked off by Tatum. Celtics have it back. 3-second differential, shot clock and game clock right now to close out the end of the third. 8 steal the game of the Celtics. The first steal of the night by JT. Tatum slows it down here. Tatum, shot clock down to 6. Tatum drives, jumper, mid-range, connects on it. JT, it's up and through. It is good for 2 as the Celtics take the lead. Heat final possession to close out the end of the third. Robinson's 3 bricked off the back rim. And we close out the end of the third quarter. What a game tonight. 3 quarters in the books. Celtics by 1. As we turn the page, final 12 minutes remaining in action coming up here in this one. And the Celtics looking to see if they can start another winning streak. Coming up, 16-2 following a loss this season. Celtics, and the key tonight, looking to bounce back. No Jaylen Brown, no Porzingis. And should be up by more. But we'll see what happens here coming up in this fourth quarter. Yeah, shot selection has not been great tonight for Boston. Not been a great game on shot selection tonight. Jason Tatum's forcing a lot of shots, but good to see he's able to make one before the buzzer. 23 by Tatum, 7 for 18 shooting, 4 for 10 from the perimeter. The hero of this game, though, tonight for Boston has been Drew Holiday. Season high, 25 points on 10 for 15 shooting. 3 made threes by Drew. Peyton Pritchard with 11. Derek White's been silent. 6 points by White, missing every single one of his threes. 0 for 6 from the perimeter. Sam Hauser with just 6 points. And we'll see if Derek White's able to step up. His best quarter is usually the fourth quarter. He starts to get into a rhythm, become a closer late in games. So hopefully here, this will be a big quarter to put together and stack buckets for Derek White coming up. Drew Holiday. Career high in points is 51. That was in 2023 against the Pacers. So he dropped down 51. Tonight he is the game leader right now with 25. College Heap scoreboard. Duke still leading North Carolina by 14 points. 65-51, 7:41 left to go. Bad sign for North Carolina. Bad sign for Dayton. St. Joseph's leads Dayton 46-37. Good sign for North Texas, who's on the bubble. 47-40 North Texas leads against Tulsa. St. John's didn't take them too long to get up by double digits. 72-58 St. John's leads Marquette with 4 minutes left. Houston leads BYU 60-44. Florida up against Mizzou 70-64. I think we get a final score someplace. I'm going to see if I can dig that up. Somebody went final. Oh, here we go. Maryland beat Illinois 88-65. Humongous win for Maryland. Maryland looking like a super dangerous team. Here we go. Fourth quarter. Wiggins missed the layup. Ware goes up, gets fouled off the putback. There'll be 2 free throws coming up here at the line for Miami with Khalil Ware. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. And since we're on this free throw stoppage of time, I'd like to let you guys know about my channel sponsor, BetUS, where you can bet on this season's sports action with BetUS. It's an A+ rated sports book, which has been running since 1994. It's available in all 50 U.S. states. You can bet on your favorite sports teams over on BetUS. And for new sports bettors, you go to the BetUS website, you'll receive a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits of up to $2,000. So check out BetUS. The link is in the description of this video. I'll also put it in the chat as well. There's also a QR code at the bottom corner of the screen for BetUS. So check out my channel sponsor, BetUS. It's been changing the game for over 30 years. 78-78, splitting the free throws there at the line was Khalil Ware. The Celtics in the tie game with possession. 5 on the floor for Boston. Derek White, Nebius Keita, Peyton Pritchard, Sam Hauser, Luke Cornett. Handoff from Cornett to Pritchard. Pritchard fires the 3, missed off the back rim, no good. Offensive rebound controlled by Keita. They get the double bigs out on the floor between Keita and Cornett right now. White into the hands to Pritchard. 5 in the timer. Crossover. Pritchard dribbles up right baseline. Pritchard looking to find his way to the hole and got blocked to the bounds from behind by Khalil Ware. Not much time in the shot clock here. 1.8 seconds remaining in the shot clock. Celtics going to have to get something up really quick off this next shot off the inbounds. Derek White underneath the hoop, the inbound passer. 4 blocks for the Heat, only 1 tonight for the Celtics. The lob looking for Cornett off the top of his fingertips is stolen away. Heat running the floor, 2-on-1, and Keita picks up the shooting foul. 2 shots coming up here by Wiggins at the line. Yeah, this has been a concerning game tonight for the Celtics here. No Jaylen Brown, no Porzingis, but playing simply down to the Heat. If there's a downside at Nebius Keita, there's been the foul issues by him. Off the bench, he just picked up his 3rd personal foul. First shot, no good. Missed off the back rim by Wiggins. Second free throw is good. (79-78) Heat. As we approach the 11-minute mark left to play in the fourth quarter. Derek White jacks up the three, swashes it. There you go, Derek White from downtown sizzles the triple. Celtics by 2 right now. Really wanting Derek White to break out here in Q4 tonight. 16 made threes for the Celtics, 11 made threes tonight for the Heat. Wiggins at the left wing perimeter. Wiggins shaking big, dribbles up off the crossover, working on Hauser. Hook shot inside the key, left it short, and Hauser controls the defensive rebound. Chance here to start to break loose in this game for the Celtics. Derek White at the left wing, dribbles up to the elbow. White, oh, nice pass underneath, cutting back toward, it's Luke Cornett who scores, up and off the backboard. Celtics stretch the lead up by 4 now. Far side corner, Khalil Ware jacked up the 3, missed off the rim. Pritchard collects the defensive board. Peyton Pritchard takes up the floor, slides it off to Hauser. Hauser, his 3 came off the rim. Offensive rebound control by White. Pushed out of bounds by Robinson. That's a loose ball foul charge to Duncan Robinson with 10 minutes on the clock. This game's gone by fast tonight. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, folks. (83-79). 10 minutes left to go with the fourth quarter even. Derek White at the left wing perimeter, guarded by Robinson, 101. White, top of the key. He is switched to guarded by Adebayo. Jacks up a ridiculous 3, and he makes it. Derek White as a whole bench goes wild. Timeout taken by Miami. Al Horford's son comes off the bench, hugs Derek White as he heaved up a prayer on a 34-footer. It was able to smash one in there for the 3. Celtics by 7. Exactly what you need in the fourth quarter. Just talked about him, how he was silent throughout this game. And Derek White always, somehow, someway, finds a way to show up in Q4. And he does it once again tonight. 12 points. Started off 0 for 6 from 3. Now a perfect 2 for 2 in his previous 2 threes in this quarter. That's an absolute moonshot there by Derek White that he just heaved up. If you're new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, as right now we're in a timeout. I'll be back tomorrow night covering Celtics against Nets. Feel free to join in at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time if you'd like to come on by for that one. Also Sunday, college hoops fans out there, make sure to join in the Selection Sunday live stream, as I'll have my live reactions to Selection Sunday. Gonna get things started around a half an hour prior to 6 p.m. around 5:30. I'm hoping to start off that Selection Sunday live stream, going through the bracket, going through the bubble teams, going through some of the top teams in the country, talking about March Madness, talking about college basketball. Going to be a fun time. 5:30 p.m. on Sunday, Selection Sunday, NCAA Tournament Bracket Reveal Show. Always a great time doing that every single year, so feel free to join in if you guys would like for that. Also, I posted a link in the chat here. It's pinned into the chat. Feel free to join the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group for March Madness. All are welcome to join in. All you have to do is just click the link, sign up with an ESPN account if you don't already have one, and then click Join Group to join the group for this year's March Madness Bracket Tournament Challenge group on ESPN for my channel. Quick update here throughout college hoops. We get a scoreboard check every single time out on this champ week. Houston looking real good, leading BYU with under 5 left to go, 65-47. Florida stretches their lead, 74-64 with 9 minutes left to play against Mizzou. North Carolina, oh, they know that if they lose this game, they're done. They're in the NIT. And right now, Duke leads North Carolina 66-56. UNC closing the gap. Will it be too little too late, though? That's the question. How about St. John's? The Johnnies looking real good. About to beat Marquette 79-63. St. John's will play the winner of UConn Creighton tomorrow night in the Big East Tournament Championship game. St. Joseph's leads Dayton 43-46. North Texas up against Tulsa 54-43. 7-point game here, and the Heat just turned it over. Coming back from the timeout. Celtics going to have the basketball coming up. That is a travel on the floor committed by Miami. It's all Celtics. Big reason why is because of Derek White. 6 points in his fourth quarter in the first 2+ minutes. Lob to Horford, lobs it up over the top. Queta couldn't finish. Queta got fouled. So Queta's going to shoot 2 shots coming out of this at the free throw line. Yep, looks like they'll be sniffing the NIT. I think there's a new tournament this year, too. New tournament, college basketball. I saw some promo like last week over on Fox. Yeah, it's called the College Basketball Crown, AEG, in Fox, launching a new postseason tournament. Played in Las Vegas for the teams that don't make it to the tournament. 16-team tournament taking place March 31st through April 6th. Oh, great. It's taking place when we got, like, Elite 8 and Final 4 games going on. Like, come on. Like, nobody's going to watch those games on Fox. Like, you know how they used to have tournaments like the College Insider Tournament, the CBI, NIT is constantly gone for every single year. They're going to make there's a new tournament this year. Teams that do not qualify for the NCAA tournament will be eligible. The Big Ten, the Big 12, and Big East are the only conferences that will have their teams eligible for this tournament. So Providence technically is still eligible for postseason basketball if they get invited, which they got 20 losses. They're probably not. Neither is Seton Hall or Butler. But the conferences who have the big in them, the Big 10, the Big 12, and the Big East, are going to do a 16-team tournament that will take place in Las Vegas. And that's ridiculous. Like, I can only imagine what the ratings for that's going to be. Right in the middle of the Elite 8 and Final 4. Like, what are they doing? Like, who in the world decided that? Nobody's going to watch that. Like, that's the last thing that the NCAA tournament needs in the March Madness committee, is that you need a competing tournament. Like, by this time of the season, you got players checked out. You play basketball from October. Training camp started in September. You got college basketball players who's checked out by now. The season's done. You got guys that's injured, hobbled, teams that's checked out. Players that hate each other in the locker room for some of these teams. Players... or teams that just fired their head coach, like Fran McCaffrey today for Iowa, just got fired. Like, how are they going to fill 16 teams out of the Big 10, Big 12, and Big East to do this random tournament that's going to compete with March Madness? That's going to be a not in the tournament grouping. I mean, what in the world is that? I saw a promo for that last week, and I was like, what is this? 88-79 as we get back to action. Under 8 minutes left to go. What's good, Bradley? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in, brother. Man, Chucky Hepburn, absolute legend yesterday. Caught the tail end of that game against Stanford. That was wild. Jumper is good by Hero at the baseline. 88-81. Derek White at the left wing here for the Celtics. White on the floor with Pritchard, Queta, Horford, and Hauser. White slides it over to Pritchard. Pritchard, edge of the midcourt logo, off the dribble towards his right. Pritchard tripped up and he got fouled. That's on Davion Mitchell. That's now the third personal foul charged to the Heat this quarter. What's good, Rans in the stream? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. This game has belonged to Drew Holiday tonight. 25 points, season high for Drew Holiday right now, shooting 10 for 15 from the floor. Jason Tatum's got 23, 12 by White, 11 by Pritchard off the bench. Celtics with an inbound. White at the top of the key. 6 in the shot clock. Derek White guarded 1-on-1. Straight away from the perimeter. Drives in Pelle Larson. Jumper to elbow. Missed off the mark. No good. And he got knocked down. No call with the refs there as it hit all backboard. That's a shot clock violation charged to Boston. Yeah, there were some really good games last night. Clemson SMU, I watched the end of that one. Crushing out of bounds call in SMU. Stayed up and watched most of Kentucky, Oklahoma. Didn't watch the ending of that one, though. It was after midnight, but holy smokes, Kentucky won the game with 0.5. I watched most of that DePaul Creighton game last night. That was insane. I thought DePaul was going to be like the next NC State for most of that game. Looked like they were super hot, and then the wheels fell off. Missed corner three by the Heat. 6.5 left to go in the fourth. Pritchard at the edge of the midcourt logo. Pritchard towards his right around the perimeter. Slides it over to White. Both of these teams can't score. Derek White pushed out of bounds, and that's now the fourth foul committed by Miami this quarter. Yeah, bad part right now for college hoops. We don't have many close games, but here comes North Carolina. 70-64 Duke. A 22-point lead by Duke has evaporated to 6 with 3:40 left to play. Florida leads Mizzou 74-67. Houston's up against BYU 67-49. That's impressive by Houston. Houston has 4 combined losses by a combined 15 points. Top of the key, Tatum. Tatum, step back three in the air over Wiggins, missed off the rim shorts. I mean, that's just all hero ball there by Tatum. You got to use your teammates and playmaking and pass the basketball. A hero launches an off-balance three. That came off the rim short. He was looking to lean in and draw contact. Nobody would bite out of the Celtics there. Celtics in a 3+ minute scoring drought. Tatum, bounce pass behind his back. That's the way to play make. Derek White on a three, no good. Bricked off the back rim. Really good luck. Couldn't set it down, though. Celtics 3 for 12 this quarter. Heat, the wheels have fallen off. They're 1 for 8. 7-point lead feels more like 20 because nobody can score. Hero at the elbow. Over to Mitchell. This has been a really sloppy game tonight. Mitchell, baseline dribble. Mitchell outside Hawkes. Hawkes, off balance runner. Didn't hit the rim. Shot clock violation. Yikes. You got coaches hoarding timeouts. Somebody take a timeout. 88-81 with 5:29 left to go. Somebody's got to take a timeout. So, funny part about it is my girlfriend's supposed to come over around 9:45 tonight. I told her I'll be wrapping up my stream at around that time. We got 5:15 left to go in this game, and this game's over. You got coaches hoarding timeouts when nobody can score the ball. Celtics just missed a jumper. They're 3 for 13 this quarter. The Heat are 1 for 9 and make it 2 for 10. Down the lane, it's Wiggins who throws it down with a right-hand hammer. Kind of shocked Joe Mazzulla did not burn a timeout there. 88-83. Celtics in a 4.5 minute scoring drought. Cada. Lob, Horford, no good, blew the open layup, Horford, baby hook, got it to go, good for 2 for Big Al Horford. A 7-point lead feels more like 20. 11-8 second chance points for the Celtics tonight, 4.5 left to play in this game. Hawkes slides it off to his right, Mitchell, step back three in the air, Mitchell, laser, drills the three. Still nobody wants to burn a timeout. Joe Mazzulla is hoarding 4 timeouts now with 4:10 left to play. Miami's got 3 timeouts in their pocket remaining. Tatum at the top of the key. Hero. And Tatum works on Hero off to Holiday. Holiday weaves his way inside the key. Holiday outside finds White. White off the catch. Launches the three. That's pure. Derek White. Bang, a bang. Sizzles the triple. Derek White, humongous. In this fourth quarter, just made his 3rd 3 in quarter 4. He's got 15 right now. 9 of those points coming in the fourth quarter as Derek White able to lead the Celtics into this timeout as the Heat will burn a timeout. Big time shot there coming from D. White. 3:53 left, and that's it. That's as much time that we have in the game. This game has flown right by. We started off at 7. We're 2 hours and 6 minutes into this game. And yeah, all these 2 timeouts left for the Heat. 4 timeouts still by Joe Mazzulla. This game's blown by because nobody wants to take their timeouts tonight. What's good, Warren? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in, man. College basketball scoreboard update. Duke leads North Carolina. Guess what the score is now? 70-66. Duke has blown a 22-point lead, and North Carolina is down by 4 with 3:41 left to play. Dayton tied up against St. Joseph's 46-46. North Texas up against Tulsa 62-48. Florida leads Mizzou 78-70. Houston about to beat BYU 70-54. That's impressive there by Houston. UC San Diego just tipped off against UC Santa Barbara. Some really good games coming on later tonight. Kentucky taking on Alabama. UConn against Creighton. Purdue against Michigan. Clemson against Louisville. Arizona against Texas Tech. Boise State on the bubble taking on New Mexico. What a day for college hoops. Feel free to join in the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is posted in the chat. All are welcome to join. I'll be live tomorrow night covering Celtics against Nets at 6 p.m. And also, I'll be live on Sunday. Make sure not to miss out on my Selection Sunday live stream. I'm going to start at 5:30 p.m. The bracket reveal begins at 6 p.m. But Selection Sunday coming up very, very soon for this year's Selection Sunday live stream. I'm hoping to cover you guys once again. A little bit of a preview. I haven't changed anything from last year. This was the bracket from last year, if you remember last year. So yeah, I got to get these teams out. Work on that tomorrow for my bracket, eliminating all those teams and replacing them with all the new teams in the bracket. But hoping to be live on Sunday, covering that Selection Sunday live reaction stream. Should be a fun time. I hadn't touched that file in a year. So I use that slide every year or so. So I still have the same text over from last year. 93-86, 7-point lead for the Celtics with 3:45 and counting down left to go in this fourth quarter. Heat with possession. Celtics outscoring the Heat 15-9. That's not a typo. That's actual score right now. 15-9 in the fourth quarter. The Heat could only muster 9 points this entire quarter. Under 3.5 left to go here. White at the right wing gets followed by Robinson. They're over the limits. Derek White shooting free throws. That's their 5th. So number 5 as a team this quarter. Derek White will head to the free throw line and shoot 2 shots. Derek White's the reason why the Celtics are up in this game in the fourth quarter. 9 points in this fourth quarter alone. It came in to the fourth quarter with just 6 points. Right now, he drilled 3 threes in the fourth quarter after starting off 0 for 6 from the perimeter through the first 3 quarters. First free throw missed around the rim and out. Duke leads UNC 72-69 with 1:50 remaining. North Carolina needs to win that game to make it to the brackets. Second free throw by White, that rattles in. Splits the free throws, Celtics by 8. Heat can't get anything here in this fourth quarter. Only 9 points total. A lot of dribbling going on. Wiggins working one-on-one on Keita. Missed the layup, no good. Keita collects the defensive rebound. That's an easy make there off the spin cycle. Just couldn't finish. Tatum, lob, mid-block Horford. Horford inside, working on a mismatch over Robinson. Scores up and through. It's good for 2. Leaning towards the veteran presence of Big Al Horford, going big down low as he towered over Duncan Robinson and puts his team up within 10. Under 3 minutes left to play. Too much dribbling from Miami. Hero jacks up a contested 3 over Horford. Left off the rim. Short Tatum tips it over to White for the defensive rebound. Celtics by 10. They can look for using time here off the clock. 12 on the shot clock for the Celtics. Tatum. Far side of the perimeter now. Tatum, spin move, guarded by Davion Mitchell, 1-on-1. That's a mismatch. Tatum, 1-on-1. Thought about the step back, leans into contact. And he got fouled. This could be 3 free throws coming up by Jason Tatum, depending on where his feet were set around the perimeter here. He backed his way on Davion Mitchell, leaned into contact. This is going to be a 2. So 1 foot behind the three-point line, the other out in front. This will be a 2 for Jason Tatum. Now, head coach Eric Spoelstra talking to the officials about this call. He is challenging this call. He thought that Jason Tatum elbowed Davion Mitchell. So this is being under review right now. This call will be challenged by Miami. We will head to the timeout. 96-86, 2:20 left to go as we head over to the timeout. All right, right now in the timeout, I'd like to let you guys know about my channel sponsor, BetUS. This stream is sponsored by BetUS. BetUS is an A+ rated sports book which has been running since 1994. It's available in all 50 U.S. states. And for new sports bettors to go to the BetUS website, you'll receive a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits of up to $2,000. Use my BetUS channel link, which is posted in the description of the video and pinned into the chat to get started, or you can click the QR code at the bottom corner of the screen. So check out my channel sponsor, BetUS. I just dropped the link as well in the channel chat right now. BetUS has been changing the game for over 30 years. Also, feel free to check out the Behind the Arc Basketball Bracket Challenge group. That link is pinned in the chat. All are welcome to join this year's ESPN Tournament Challenge for my channel. All you have to do is click the ESPN Tournament Challenge link. Sign up with an ESPN account if you don't already have one. If you do have an ESPN account, just click Join a Group for Behind the Arc Basketball to be a part of this year's NCAA Tournament Challenge. 100 plus in the stream. Really appreciate everybody for joining in. I'll be back live tomorrow night, 6 p.m., covering Celtics against Nets. I'll be live as well, 5:30 p.m., covering Selection Sunday. Live reactions, March Madness bracket reveal this coming Sunday for the field of 68 in the NCAA tournament. Jason Tatum will indeed go to the free throw line, shoot 2 shots. So that foul call stands. Challenge. The challenge by Miami was not successful. Tatum buried the first free throw. He's got 23. 25 points, a season high by Drew Holiday. 16 points by Derek White, who came into the fourth quarter with just 6 points. Second free throw is good. Celtics by 12. 98-86. 2:20 left to go. 8-zip run by the Celtics last minute and 40 seconds. Bounce pass off the Hero into the hands to Wiggins. Wiggins guarded by Horford. Outside Adebayo. Bam, at the left elbow. Sends it over to Jaquez. Jaquez up fake. Jaquez backs his way. Inside the key, Jaquez. Oh, he went up and down with it. No call with the referees either way. Missed off the front rim. Ikeda collects the defensive rebound. That was a clear up and down, and the referees clearly missed it. Either way, Celtics able to force the stop and have the possession. Drew Holiday. Game changer today. Slows down tempo. Outside White. White looking for the exclamation point tonight. Dribble, drive, kick, quarter, 3. Horford off the rim, no good. A rebound controlled by Hero. Minute and a half left to go. Heat down by 12. Too much of a deficit when you can't make shots here in the fourth quarter. A lot of dribbling. A lot of passing. Not a lot of shot making until there. Andrew Wiggins. Right on cue. Buries one. Needed that, but too much time may be what off the clock. Holiday. Edge of the midcourt logo for Drew. One more and an exclamation point would go off. Down to the final minute left to go. Drew, a double teamed off the Tatum. Tatum floats to the board at top, deflected on the inside. Back out to the corner. Horford, touch pass. Quarter 3, Tatum. He buries it. That's the ball game, folks. Celtics now 17-2 following a loss this season. Jason Tatum with a dagger tonight. Celtics collect the defensive rebound, and Boston's going to come out on top on the road. They take on Brooklyn tomorrow. That's a lengthy travel. Going to have to fly from Miami to Brooklyn overnight, and they'll play Brooklyn tomorrow in a earlier game at 6 p.m. on night 2 of a back-to-back. If you're a sports betting person out there, make sure to take Peyton Pritchard total points over and total made threes over tomorrow. He's averaging around 20 points per game on night 2 of a back-to-back this season. He talked about his stamina, how it's been key in the offseason, paying players overseas, doing workouts at his summer place in Cape Cod. And he was talking about how on back-to-back nights, he is like flat out fresh on the floor, and he's more energized than any other player out on the floor. Celtics able to seize the deal in this game and win it. 103-91 the final score. It ain't pretty, but it was gritty. And they were able to win this one. Able to find a way to get a W, and that's all that matters in this game here. Celtics locked up the Heat. Boston outscored Miami 25-14 in the fourth quarter to win this game. Derek White finished with 18 points. He had just 6 points entering the fourth quarter, and he almost single-handedly outscored a Heat himself in the fourth quarter. Derek White dropped down 12 points in quarter number 4 tonight. Really rose up his game. Big reason why the Celtics came out on top. Jason Tatum finished with 28. Drew Holiday, absolute game changer tonight. 25 points, 10 for 15 from the floor. Started firing, knocking down shots early and often. It was a rejuvenated Drew Holiday tonight that they got in this one. Really set the tone in this team winning tonight in this game. Peyton Pritchard with 11. I think he's going to have a humongous game tomorrow night, taking on the Brooklyn Nets. Thanks all for joining in for this one. I'll be back tomorrow. Celtics against Nets. I'm also going to be live on Sunday covering the March Madness tournament bracket reveal. If you'd like to join, feel free to join this March Madness tournament challenge I've got there, my Behind the Arc Basketball bracket challenge group. It is pinned in the chat. All are welcome to join in. North Carolina just cut the lead to 1 against Duke with 32 seconds left to go. So that's where that game stands, 72-71 Duke. With 32 seconds left to go, UNC is flailing and fighting for their NCAA tournament lives in that game. But, man, what a incredible last couple of days of basketball here. And big win by the Celtics tonight, pulling it out. Just an update, you guys, that's usually a Celtics regular here on these streams. Next week, I will not have any NBA streams for the Celtics next week because I'm going to focus on March Madness for next week. So I'm going to take time off from streaming the Celtics for the next week or so until probably the following week, like early, not next week, but early the week after. I'll be back for a Celtics stream because it's going to be all March Madness streams for next week. I took Thursday and Friday out of work next week to cover the tournament games. I'm probably going to do 2 streams on Thursday. I got a water polo game at night at 7 p.m. on Thursday night, so I'm probably going to stream the 12 o'clock game on, like a 12 o'clock game in the first round. Like the first tournament game usually comes on CBS. That one's absolute popcorn every single year. And depending on the times, I have to leave at like 5:30ish, so I'll probably cover a game around the 2 p.m. time slot or so. That's following after that one, probably like the 2:45 or something like that, so it doesn't push me back to 5. But yeah, thanks all for joining in for this game. What a game here. Celtics able to pull it off. 103-91, they pick up the victory, and we will close out to the channel members. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. We got Jason Warren, Bradley Kelly, I Am Ghost, the Naja Player, Asia, Ice Ice Baby, Katie Ogie, SGA Sports Talk, Lonely Satellite, Michael, John, Norma, Jonathan, Guido, and Mark. Thanks all for joining in, being a part in the stream for this one tonight as the Celtics win. Wasn't easy, but they do. They do it. 103-91 the final score. Thanks for joining in, everybody. See you guys later this weekend, and enjoy the rest of their Friday night.